Imagine a crime scene, but one that is thousands of years old. The scene is not a single room, but a collection of vast, orderly cities stretching for hundreds of miles. The people who lived there are gone, having seemingly walked away from their homes, their workshops, their remarkably advanced world. They left behind toys, tools, a form of writing we cannot decipher. This is not fiction. It's the enduring cold case of the Indus Valley civilization. For centuries, they built a world of astonishing precision and peace, and then the lights went out. The central question isn't just what happened, but why did such a sophisticated society disappear? The mystery is intensified by silence. Egyptians, grand tombs. Egyptians, hieroglyphic tales of kings and gods. Mesopotamians, epic poems etched into clay. The Indus left no grand monuments to rulers, no boastful chronicles of victories, and no readable texts. Their story comes through the ghosts of their cities and the objects they left in their hands. Before we can investigate their end, we must first understand their world. The Indus Valley civilization, also called Harappan after Harappa, flourished from about 2500 to 1900 BCE. It grew along the fertile plains of the Indus River, covering much of modern Pakistan and northwest India. The river nourished bountiful harvests of wheat, barley, cotton. They were skilled farmers and brilliant city builders. Their two most famous cities, Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, each a metropolis of tens of thousands. What stands out is their design. Cities laid out on a precise grid, main streets running north-south and east-west forming neat rectangular blocks. Houses of standardized baked bricks. Many homes had private wells, bathing areas, and toilets all linked to covered drains beneath the streets. Their sanitation and water management were unparalleled, indicating order, hygiene, and civic cooperation. The investigation into the Indus collapse begins with the clues left in the ground. The first and most compelling pieces of evidence are the cities themselves. Later excavation layers at Mohenjo-daro show a distinct decline in civic standards. The once meticulous urban planning begins to fray. Newer constructions are shoddier, with reused or poorly made bricks. Large, stately homes are subdivided into smaller, cramped tenements. Drains become clogged with debris. Streets are no longer kept clear. It looks as if central authority was losing its grip, or people lost the resources or will to maintain the city. Beyond the crumbling architecture, the physical landscape provides more clues. Paleoclimatologists analyzed sediment cores from the ocean floor. They also sampled lake beds in the region. Their findings suggest a significant environmental shift at the time of decline. The powerful summer monsoons appear to have weakened, or they shifted course. That would have caused prolonged drought, starving the rivers, and drying up streams that fed agriculture. A river-based civilization would have seen its foundation crack as the land grew drier. The rivers themselves tell a story. The Indus and its tributaries are known for changing course. Geological surveys show rivers like the Ghaggar Hakra once supported many Harappan settlements. Some rivers dried up. Others shifted their paths dramatically. A city once on a bustling riverbank could be left stranded in an arid plain. Conversely, other sites show thick silt and flood debris, signs of catastrophic floods. With the evidence laid out, several compelling theories have emerged to explain what happened. Each one offers a different narrative, and each is supported by a specific set of clues. The first, and perhaps most widely accepted theory today, is catastrophic climate change. This hypothesis posits that the Indus civilization was a Goldilocks civilization perfectly adapted to a specific and stable weather pattern. When that pattern changed, their world fell apart. Evidence from ancient lake sediments and ocean cores shows the monsoon rains became weaker and less reliable around 2000 BCE. For a society utterly dependent on agriculture, this would have been devastating. The climate change theory paints a picture of a slow, grinding decline rather than a sudden event. As droughts became more frequent, crop yields would have plummeted. The massive granaries that were a hallmark of Harappan cities would have emptied, leading to food shortages and widespread malnutrition. People would have been forced to abandon the large urban centers, moving eastward, moving southward to smaller villages where they could practice more localized farming. The decline of the cities, the shoddy construction, the breakdown of civic order, all fit neatly into this narrative of a society slowly starved of its most essential resource: water. The civilization didn't vanish. It dispersed and transformed. The truth behind the disappearance of the Indus Valley civilization is likely not found in a single explanation. Rather than a lone culprit, it was probably a perfect storm of converging crises, a domino effect where each problem magnified the next. The most compelling picture is a slow unraveling over centuries, driven mainly by environmental change and compounded by social and economic pressures. This complex systems collapse theory says strengths became vulnerabilities. Imagine their foundation: stable climate, predictable rivers. Then the foundation cracked, weakening monsoons, shifting riverbeds. Agricultural output fell, the first major blow. Less food meant cities like Mohenjo-daro could not be supported. Secondary effects cascaded. Trade networks that brought raw materials and luxury goods faltered. Cities no longer had agricultural surpluses to trade. Economic decline followed swiftly. Resources grew scarce. The social fabric began to fray. The central authority, priests or administrators, lost power. They managed the granaries. They maintained the drains. They planned the streets. Without surplus, their purpose evaporated. Civic standards broke down: shoddy buildings, clogged drains, subdivided houses.